Today's episode is sponsored by Wilson Consulting LLC, empowering people, enhancing process, and expanding possibilities. Welcome again to another episode of EasyTalk. This is Real Talk for True Entrepreneurs. Today, guys, you want to get your pad and your pen ready. We're going to give you some tips on how to enhance your business and grow with audience that you may have never seen before. How are you going to do that? Well, just stay tuned. We have on the show today Miss Robin Wilson Tucker of Wilson Consulting LLC. Let me tell you a little bit more about Robin before we get started with her. Robin Wilson Tucker is a strategic consultant, entrepreneur, and growth advocate with over 20 years of experience. As president of Wilson Consulting LLC, she empowers professionals through LinkedIn optimization, career coaching, and process improvement. She is known for her authenticity and results-driven approach. Robin, listen up, guys. Robin, she helps clients to elevate their brands, and she leads with purpose. Let's welcome none other than Miss Robin Wilson Tucker to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity, and I've been waiting to be on this show for over a year now. So I'm glad I finally made the cut.
This is our 1 year anniversary. We just celebrated 1 year, the top of July. And
right.
So now we're in August. I'm off. We're in August, and I am so excited to have you on the show. I wanted to make sure that we had everything we needed for our audiences to build them up to now let's grow and flourish.
Right.
So just a little background about the show. We started out with helping people to really understand their brand, their why. What are they doing? How do they make it through? What does your taxes look like? How do you gain customers? And now our audience is at the point where we are in growth mode. And so we need Wilson Consulting to help us to grow through our LinkedIn optimization. So let's get right into it.
All right, let's go.
So tell us one of our little rituals,
okay.
A fun fact about you that we wouldn't read anywhere, we would not see on social media. What is a fun fact about Miss Robin Wilson Tucker?
Little known fact about me, I grew up in Arkansas, Marlton, Arkansas, and my family has a funeral home, or had a funeral home. We sold it in 2021. What a lot of people don't know is that I'm a licensed funeral director for the state of Arkansas. You never would think it, know it, without me telling you.
All.
But growing up in the funeral business, funeral industry, I'm a licensed person that can sell funeral services and products. So I have my certification as a licensed funeral director.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So you've seen bodies being bombed.
I've seen it all.
Oh my gosh.
I can tell you everything.
Oh my gosh.
Anything you want to know. And some things you probably don't want to know.
Yes. Now I've been told, is this true that sometimes after the person is deceased that their body still moves a little?
Well, there is some truth to that. And I think it just depends on, not to be morbid or anything, but it depends on the amount of fluids or gases that's in the body, that you may have an immediate reaction right after, but I guarantee you that once they are embalmed, they won't move at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm one of those with a little fear. I don't want to think about it or talk about it, but
yeah.
I was thinking somebody else might want to know that too, so yeah. So, Wilson Consulting, how did you get started with Wilson Consulting? Because you were in Arkansas,
yes.
You were in the funeral home business, and now you're in consulting. So,
right.
What was that switch?
So, I grew up, of course, with a funeral home family, and then migrated, of course, to high school and college. And actually, I'm an industrial engineer by degree.
Okay.
So, I worked 20 plus years as an IE. And while I was in Arkansas, I actually started Wilson Consulting in 2004 as an engineering consulting firm.
Okay.
And, had some projects that I worked there, and then moved to Memphis in 2004. Subsequently, life happens, and I put it on the back burner. Fast forward to COVID, 2021, and I started really getting on the LinkedIn platform, just wanting to enhance my own brand, and also looking at, possible employment opportunities. I was already working, but just looking at things to be, make myself better. And then my dear friend, Miss Hill, who had just started ACG, was talking to me about starting a business. well, and I told her, I said, well, I do have an LLC already. And she was like, what?
Yeah.
And so from your guidance and insight, I was able to revamp Wilson Consulting LLC and add the professional development piece with LinkedIn. A lot of people ask me, how did you go from engineering to LinkedIn? So for me, I think about things in processes. LinkedIn is a process improvement. And LinkedIn is a process improvement platform, the things it offers. And so for me, it was an easy switch to talk to folks and help people with their profiles in a process-driven way. And that's how I merged that, into. Now, I still do process improvement for small businesses, but I also incorporate the professional development piece through the LinkedIn platform. So that's how it came to be. So really revamped Wilson Consulting in 2021.
And that makes so much sense, because there are processes and things you need to know in order to maneuver through LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a world full of resources.
Right.
And there's no way you can even eat the elephant one bite at a time with LinkedIn. You get in there and you've got to know how to swim immediately.
Exactly.
Because you could get overwhelmed.
Yes.
And so if there's no process or steps to take or tricks to the process,
yes,
you wouldn't really know how to maneuver and maximize your LinkedIn profile.
That is correct. That is very correct.
Yeah. So what are some of the common mistakes that you see on LinkedIn pages?
So when I talk with people and work with clients, there are three things mainly that stick out that I've seen recurring in talking with people. So a lot of people get on LinkedIn, they create an account, but then that's it. They don't know maybe what to do with it or how to make it really shine. And there are three mistakes. And sometimes I say mistakes, but a lot of times people don't know that they're mistakes. But
it's like that you don't know what
you don't know. Right, you don't know what you don't know. So the headline on your profile is very important. People don't take the time to maximize or optimize their headline. Their banner photo that blank space that's behind
the profile
picture. Yes, a lot of people don't know what it's for, why it's there, and they leave it blank. But there's definitely a purpose to that. And then also the about section, that summary section, that really gives whoever's reading your profile an overview about you, what you do, what you're an advocate of, what you're excited about, things that you can offer. Those are the three main things that really make up part of the profile that people often miss.
And those are things for entrepreneurs that really help your brand to stand out.
Yes, very important for entrepreneurs.
It's really a good way to differentiate your brand from others.
Yes, most definitely. One of the things that people don't realize about LinkedIn, and from a professional or a entrepreneur standpoint, is they look at it as maybe an online resume or maybe just a placeholder because they know they need it and they have it. They miss the fact that it can really build their digital brand.
Yes.
That is very key. They miss that. So what I am really an advocate of is sharing information and knowledge that will help people understand that this platform is to be used like a tool, not as a task of techniques that you need to do, but a tool that will help you develop your career or your business. And if people look at it like that, then they'll be more intentional on what they say, what they post, how they engage on the platform.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot. We're gonna unpack that real quick, because that is a lot. So the first thing that stood out to me was your digital legacy, your digital brand.
Yes.
LinkedIn is where you develop or enhance your digital brand.
Right.
Some people may miss that. You're a digital brand.
Your digital brand.
You are a brand, just like McDonald's, just like FedEx,
That's right.
just like Gucci. You are a brand.
That's
but
correct.
You have an opportunity through LinkedIn to have a digital brand that the world can now see.
Because it is a worldwide platform. You have over 1 billion people on LinkedIn.
Over 1 billion.
Over 1 billion. However, out of that 1 billion people who are on the platform, only 1% to 2% are actually engaged on the platform. And what does that mean when I say engaged? That means being on the platform, posting, liking, sharing, commenting. Those are the things that really bring about engagement. And people miss that. Because if you have a LinkedIn account and you haven't been on there in a month, 2 months, 3 months, you're really missing out on an opportunity to build your brand.
And you know what? That reminds me of when we used to do that marketing. What do you call it? Multi-level marketing. It's like, it's that thing that when you get in on the front end of it,
yes,
you get the soar. as people learn about it and it gets old, it gets saturated, it turns into something else.
Exactly.
I look at LinkedIn like that with you saying only 1 to 2%. So that means those of us that are actively working and on LinkedIn,
yes,
we're getting all the gold.
Right.
We're getting
all the gold because we're
in
on the front end. That's
yes,
right.
because we're getting on the front end.
Yes.
So, but for our entrepreneurs that are not on LinkedIn, this is a great opportunity for you to say, hey, Ms. Tucker, hey, Wilson Consultant, I need to get in on the front end of this LinkedIn deal because you can do B2B.
Yes.
You can do B2B and B2C, on this one platform.
Yes. If you are in business, small business, solopreneur, entrepreneur, if you're not on LinkedIn, you need to be. It's the most slept on platform that has value. It can add value because if you're in business, you can do, like you said, B2B. Other businesses are on here. Clients are on here, potential clients. You won't know unless you're on the platform.
Right. You won't
and
know.
you won't know unless they see you. And how would they see you is if you're engaged, if you're promoting your product, promoting your service, and talking about the value that you add.
Yes.
And the problem that you solve for people.
That's it.
Because if
what problem are you solving?
What problem are you solving? That should be key for any entrepreneur. You should be able to solve a problem. And when you're solving that problem, how do you share that message and promote it? Well, LinkedIn is an avenue, is a tool to be able to do that. And people don't use it enough and look at it in that light.
And it's one of the greatest tools because for me, my clients, mostly 80% of my clients come from LinkedIn. Yes, I'm on Facebook. Yes, I'm on TikTok sometimes. Yes, I'm on Instagram. But it's more of entertainment platforms.
Right.
I have never received a client from Facebook or Instagram. My clients are messaging me from my LinkedIn accounts.
Yes.
LinkedIn works.
It works.
It works.
As a matter of fact, I remember you telling me that you've gotten several engagement collaboration opportunities from LinkedIn. And I too, speaking engagements, collaboration opportunities, because people see me on the platform. They see I'm engaged. They see I'm on there regularly. And, you know, the information that you share about your business is vital. Because if you're in business, you're in business to not only render a service, but also to make money.
Exactly.
And so in order to do that, people have to know who you are. So that's why it's so important.
I was approached on LinkedIn by a gentleman that's in New York City that partnered with another lady on LinkedIn that's in Atlanta, Georgia, and another young lady that's in New Jersey. All four of us, and I'm in Memphis. I would have never known them otherwise. They reached out to me and said, let's form a professional LinkedIn where we can do LinkedIn Lives, we can do seminars, and it's called PDA, Professional Development and Accountability. And once a month, we do a show. I would have never been able to be a part of that. I would have never met them. And guess what? On LinkedIn, everything that they post, every time we have a show, the partners that they have in New Jersey, New York, and Atlanta are now all of my partners.
Right.
So LinkedIn is a platform where you can go worldwide just with a connection.
Just with a connection.
Just with a connection.
And I think, you know, that is something that people miss because a lot of times when I talk to folks about LinkedIn, they say, oh, where you can go get a job. That is just a third, literally, of the platform. Because I look at it segmented in three parts. You have the job search functionality and capabilities, right, where you can search and all that. But you also have the LinkedIn Learning piece, right? There's a whole nother gamut of information and resources available through LinkedIn Learning. And then you have your networking and engagement piece where you can connect with people and then engage on the platform and build your brand. So it's really segmented into three parts. The job piece is just literally one part of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I've heard you say too also a lot of times that if you don't know what to post, if you're not good with creating content, comment on someone else's post or repost something that you saw you like.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be your original
It doesn't have to be original content. And the way the LinkedIn algorithm is set up, it really, if you decide to like or comment on a post, that helps you gain your visibility. You can actually go into your analytics on LinkedIn and see where you're gaining traction on just liking or commenting. Or if you share, and I tell folks, if you share a post, just write a little blurb, you know, talk about why you're sharing it.
Don't just share it.
Right,
and
just
move
don't
on.
share it.
Yeah.
Talk about why it resonates with you, why it's important, why you're even sharing it. Just to give a little adage. And, you know, from the algorithm standpoint, it helps you develop consistency. I tell folks, challenge yourself once a week. Start out once a week. 15 minutes to be on the platform. Everybody has 15 minutes. You spend that much time scrolling on your phone.
Yes, that's true.
In a week.
That's
just
true.
a week.
That's true.
And what you will do in that time, you will like, you will comment, you will, if you want to post, you can, or you'll share. But the point is to get in the habit of consistency and being engaged, and not just setting up an account and not being on there ever.
Right.
But at least 15 minutes once a week. And then what you'll find is once you're on there once a week, then you'll say, okay, well, I can spend a little more time, or I can maybe do twice a week. But it's all about building that consistency for engagement.
And I want to go back to, because this is really just standing out in my brain. It's like screaming to me, the digital legacy. So I believe everyone has a talent, a special gift from God. The LinkedIn platform is a professional way to share your thoughts, your education, your experiences, to build your digital footprint.
Yes.
I never thought about it that way until now. Your digital footprint. You have an opportunity to leave a digital footprint for your business or as a consumer just by having a LinkedIn account.
Yes.
And you help people set that up, optimize that, show them how to gain more followers, and talk a little bit more about that.
So in building the digital legacy, it starts with the profile. That's the foundation. Everything starts with the profile. If your profile is not optimized, then that is the first step in what we need to do. We talked about the headline, the profile photo, the banner photo, the about section, and the other things that you can add to your profile. So once your foundation is solid, then what I work with clients on is the engagement piece, the networking and engagement. How many people are you connected to currently? How can we increase that? Now, not necessarily talking about the quantity, but the quality. If you connect with people, you want to connect with those that are like-minded, those that you can add value to and they add value to you. And then the engagement, being on the platform, commenting, liking, posting. And then another thing I talk to them about is sharing their voice. Right? What I call going from hidden to heard.
Hidden to heard.
Hidden to heard. Yes.
Hidden to
going
heard.
So people are often intimidated by the platform because they don't know what to say or how to say it. And I talk to them and coach them through how to just start sharing their story. It doesn't have to be perfect. One of my mentors often says, you don't have to be perfect to be amazing. All you have to do is be authentic.
To
right?
be amazing.
To be amazing. And with LinkedIn, the stories that really generate and get the most engagement are authentic stories. People that are talking about things that they are going through from a professional standpoint, things that maybe, they talk about on a daily basis, things that really resonate with not only the average working person, but the business owner.
Yes.
How can I make my customer service better? Things like that.
And people will comment and
people
share
will comment,
those
right? Sharing tips, sharing about the top 10 things in your industry. I was talking with a person the other day that was in the mortgage banking industry, and they really didn't know. I want to be on LinkedIn, but I really don't know how to start. I said, well, you share information all the time about, the trends in the mortgage industry, how to get your credit up to par. These are things people need to know. So you can share information that you already work with. You can share
things that you do every day.
Things that you do every day. And it's very simple. People make the platform hard, but it's really not.
Wow.
It's just really sharing your story.
And it's nothing to be afraid of.
It's nothing to be afraid of. Just start. That's why I said with that 15-minute challenge, just start liking and posting. Kind of like, if you're afraid to get in the water, put your toe in, then put your foot in, then your leg.
Right,
and just get used to and accustomed to being on there. And what you'll find and start to see is that people are sharing their story.
Yes.
They're sharing what's happening, what's going on with them. A lot of people that are experiencing career transitions with layoffs and things of that nature. I've seen people post about, I'm really trying to find a job, but it's hard. Here's some things that I found that are helping me. Other people might chime in, well, maybe you should try this or try that. It's all about building a brand that connects.
Yes, building a brand that connects.
Building a brand that connects, yeah.
Yes, and I can definitely see how entrepreneurs would need to use LinkedIn to build their brand or enhance their brand to connect with whoever their clients, customers, or patients may be.
Right.
I mean, mental health is a big thing.
Yes.
Like you said, sharing tips. So if I'm a psychologist, or if I'm a mental health coach, or I'm an executive coach, I could see where LinkedIn would be very helpful for them to share those tips.
Yes.
And before they know it, people are DMing them and saying, hey, I would like to be a client. How do I become a client?
Right, right. Also, posts that have video content or pictures always seem to do well on the platform. The lists are good, you know, the top 3 or 5 things, but also people love to watch. We're visual people by nature. So a 30-second clip here or a 15-second clip of something that resonates, or a quote that resonates with some verbiage also does well as far as sharing your story.
Wow. So not only can you help our audience, our entrepreneurs, with building, enhancing, developing their LinkedIn profile and turning that into success for their business, but you also can help with the process improvement piece. So operationally, so if I am a baker, and I bake very well. I make the most delicious cakes and pies you ever see. There are some operational tips and things that they need to know and use as they grow. Because it's one thing to make 4 or 5 cakes, but it's another thing when I've got to make 500 cakes.
Exactly.
So that process improvement is also something that you consult clients with how to have the perfect or the best operational processes to go along with your business.
Right. So with the process improvement piece, one of the things that I work with clients on, and because I've done this I did that for so many years at various corporations, is a lot of times people don't know that there are things in their operations that are wasteful. And so that's one of the first things that I do when I talk to a client or even look at their operation, where to identify the waste. Because where there's waste, there's dollars.
Oh my gosh.
When there's
there's waste, there's dollars.
Yes. And so anything that you can save and cut waste is going to make you more efficient. That could be in the supplies you order. That could be in the way that your setup is structured. That could be even moving a machine or moving something in a different landscape can actually change how you make your system or your operation optimized. So that is important. So that's one of the key things that I look for, is how to identify what's wasteful in the process from a process improvement standpoint.
That's awesome. I know for a fact, being a small business owner, that is definitely something needed. And you know, one thing about that is we have blind spots. We are doing what works best for us at the time because we're moving so fast that we're like, okay, I got to do this, and this.
Right.
And so you're just moving and doing what works, not even realizing that, do I have to be doing that? Should I be doing that?
Exactly.
And another thing, we don't really like change. So you're coming in, moving my cheese, and I'm like, wait, don't move my cheese. I need that right there. But you're the person to say, well, why do you need that right there? How effective is that?
Exactly.
Let's move that and see what happens.
Right.
And we're cringing like, don't move it.
Yes. But you know, one of the things that I have found very helpful in navigating people through change, a change management tactic, is to always engage with the client, right? As you're making changes or suggesting changes, get their input, get their feedback, and ask them, let's try this and see if it works. I learned a long time ago as a young engineer that the operator or the person doing the job or the work, they're the ones that know the ins and outs.
That's true.
So they're the expert.
That's true.
So talk to them about the operation
before you make the change,
and then get their feedback and input, and it always works out.
That is a great tip, because as a leader, we say we know best.
Yes.
But if we're not the one that's actually doing it, then you really don't know how great the impact is when you make that change.
Yes.
That's very good advice. We're not giving no more. They're going to have to call you. We're not giving no more. This is good. This is good. This is good. So one of the things, Robin, that I know about you that I want our audience to know is that you are the president of the National Black MBA Memphis chapter.
Yes.
And so as an entrepreneur, for one, as a process improvement specialist, LinkedIn specialist, you're able to put all those things together, all your expertise, and literally run this chapter in Memphis for the National Black MBA. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So the National Black MBA Association was founded back in the 70s, and it was originally founded for Black MBAs. But over time, of course, the organization has grown and extended way beyond MBA. So there are all types of degree affiliations in the organization: undergraduate, high school, right? And not just MBAs. So
Okay.
any graduate degree or undergraduate degree
So you
or
don't
entrepreneurs.
have to have an MBA.
You do not have to have an MBA.
Okay.
Yet, although the name is National
Yeah.
Black MBA, you do not have to have an MBA to be a part of the organization. There's membership on every level, starting from high school all the way to professional level. And one of the things that the organization does, it synergizes on 5 key tenets,
Okay.
which are leadership, lifestyle, entrepreneurship, education, and career. And so all the programming for the 40 plus chapters that are nationwide, they're all doing programming in their vicinities, respective areas, around those 5 tenets.
Okay.
So from an entrepreneur standpoint, entrepreneurship being one of the tenets is very important, because one of the things that all the chapters are doing is we're doing entrepreneur programming to help with economic development.
Okay, perfect.
So
that's a big key word now. Economic development. That's a big key word.
And what that means is, it means a lot of things, right? But for us, it means offering and giving out information and resources to entrepreneurs or budding entrepreneurs to help them grow, right? So if you're a seasoned entrepreneur, if you're just starting out, we have programming that's designed to give you the resources, information, connect you with those resources that can help you. We recently had a speed mentoring for our entrepreneurs that was really good, where folks that were in business or looking to be in business could connect with those individuals who are already doing it, who could give them information in banking, in finance, in marketing, in brand, in insurance, right? Because there's so many facets of a business that people don't know you have to have, like insurance, like accounting needs, right? And so we were able to give them an overview of all of those, and they could connect directly with those individuals. So those types of programming, along with, we have things for our professionals that are career-oriented as well. We have interview and resume workshops where they can actually talk to some of our corporate partners here in Memphis. So it's a great organization. If you are an entrepreneur or a professional, we would be glad for you to come to some of our events. Most of them are free to our members, and then for our guests are also free. Sometimes we'll have some that have a nominal cost, but it's a great organization.
And they're very minimum, because I know you guys do headshots and handshakes.
Yes.
And that's very minimal cost.
Very minimal.
So I know you entrepreneurs probably would have never thought, especially if you didn't have an MBA, that you could join the National Black MBA. But whatever city you're in, I highly recommend that you look for a National Black MBA chapter, because that entrepreneur pillar is one that will definitely help you. And it's a national organization where you can network with people all over the country to help grow your business as well.
Yes. And there's also a national conference held annually. It goes to different cities. This year is going to be in Houston. But at that conference, you get even more information as far as from a entrepreneurial standpoint or a professional standpoint, depending what the track you're on. And what this does, it reinforces things that you need to know, information you need to gather, and the networking that you can really get with other entrepreneurs and like-minded individuals. So I can't say enough about the organization. I've been a part of it since 2009, and it's really helped me grow as a leader, not only from professional, but also for business. Yes, most definitely.
And I've been to some of those conferences, and once you go,
you won't want to miss another.
You won't miss another. I mean, people from all over the world, from Gayle King to Magic Johnson. I mean, they've all
phenomenal
been there,
speakers,
and they are so personable. I mean, at that conference, it's like everyone that's there wants to help, wants to share, wants to provide information and network. And it's one of the best things you could ever do.
I would definitely agree. So again, entrepreneurs, listen, you don't have to have any credentials. We would love to have you and join us, and you can find us at National Black MBA Memphis in Google, and we would be glad to reach out to you.
Yes, thank you so much. And all of the, oh my gosh, LinkedIn optimizations, process improvement. There's a lot of things that are packed into this session. So please feel free to replay it. Feel free to reach out to Ms. Robin Wilson Tucker with Wilson Tucker Consultancy. She will be more than happy to help you. Give us your LinkedIn handle.
Okay, so I'm on LinkedIn as Robin Wilson Tucker. I am the only Robin Wilson Tucker on LinkedIn. So that shouldn't have any problem finding me. But Robin Wilson Tucker on LinkedIn, I would be more than glad to connect with you and help you with any assistance you need for LinkedIn. I definitely want to, again, admonish and advocate for, if you're a business owner and not on LinkedIn, please get on there, because you're missing out on opportunities and money.
And you don't have to be afraid of having a LinkedIn account, because she can help you with that.
I can help you with that as well, yes.
So once again, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being a part of our show. I definitely hope that you have gained some new knowledge that you didn't think you would have gained before you tuned in. This is Real Talk for True Entrepreneurs, and thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Today's episode is sponsored by Wilson Consulting, LLC, empowering people, enhancing process, and expanding possibilities.